So the first thing we're going to talk about today is sweeps. So you may have heard people talk about a stretch and sweep or being offered a sweep. Now this is a practice that can be offered to you when you come to clinic antenatally. It's usually when you're either overdue or if there's a clinical indication that a doctor has recommended that you have a sweep. What a sweep is, a membrane sweep as we call it, it's an internal examination. So it's a bit like when we try and find the dilation of your cervix, except that what we're actually trying to do is to encourage labour. So you could call it a method of an induction of labour, but it's not a medicinal method of induction of labour. What we're actually trying to do is, via internal examination, find your cervix. We insert a finger into the cervix all the way through until we can feel baby's head, and then encourage the separation of the bag of membranes from the cervix itself. And what this does is encourage the dilation, the shortening and the opening of your cervix. Hormones are then released and this can set you off into labour. There's about a 50% chance of this working. It doesn't work all of the time. Sometimes it works really well. Sometimes you might need more than one sweep, but that is entirely up to you to decide. You don't have to have one. It is entirely your choice. You can have one and never have another one again. If you don't want to have one at all, that's also entirely your choice too. So to demonstrate the procedure which I've just explained to you, I'm going to show you how that would appear as a simple demonstration via an orange. So if you imagine that this is your cervix and this is the bag of membranes where the baby's head is, what we would do is to try and separate the bag of membranes from inside of the cervix, just by separating all the way around the perimeter. So after you've had a sweep, some things that you might feel or experience afterwards are you might get some mild cramps, okay, and these might feel a bit like a period kind of pain lower down in the abdomen. You may get more tightenings. They may go off altogether, or you might experience that they get stronger and stronger and labour starts. If you find that you have any unwanted bleeding, or your waters go, or there's anything that you just don't feel comfortable with, perhaps baby's movement hasn't been in the same kind of pattern as it always is, anything that concerns you, you need to call the triage number and speak to a midwife.